Hi, I'm Elhan. I made a research for my oral final homework. My topic was communication and technology and his reflections. Because of my project, I interviewed with three generations: teenagers, adults, and elders. They all answered me really nicely, and then I made surveys with 30 people, includes teenagers, adults, and elders. The survey questions are more general than interview questions, and people can answer them with short answers. On the contrary, the interview questions are more personal than survey questions and detailing. Their answers are longer. While I'm interviewing and making surveys, I had some difficulties. Sometimes they couldn't answer logically, and sometimes I confused while I'm preparing this research. But I enjoyed the project. As you know, communication covers a very big part of our lives. Even if we don't realize, we communicate almost all the time since we're born. There are some there are some types of communication: face-to-face communication, communication by communication devices, communication by drawing or writing something, and communication by gestures and mimics. Communication provides to share something, such as ideas and opinions. We can explain our opinion by communicating. Communication makes us social and people, but actually not all the time. I made a research by surveys and interviews about how communication differs between generations. What are the differences? In my interviews, if we look at the answers, we realize that all the teenagers that I interview send lots of messages in a day, and they send them very fast. Um, the adults are like the teenagers. Their answers are similarly, but when we look at elderly people, they don't even know what a message is. I mean, it's interesting. Um, Honestly, we all see teenagers walking while they're looking at their phone like this and moving their fingers very fast. Um, they send text messages or tweeting. They tweet something. Today's teenagers are addicted to communication devices, but also they can easily explain their feelings in front of people. Uh, I, I say like that because if we look at the results, the three whole generation have the skill of communicate face to face. They actually think that the most effective way to communicate is face to face communication. Because if we look at the last question of my survey, we can see this. I found an article about my topic. Um, the article talks about today's communication and technology and 2000 years ago communication and technology. At first, people were communicating very easily and simple. They were drawing paintings on the wall, they were using film to communicate. Then they improved the way they communicate a little bit, and poets and writers came out. Then the technological communication devices came out and they became very popular. Now, technology developed a lot, and we mostly use technology while we're communicating. But is that good or bad thing? I'm going to answer this question according to my opinions later. Now, if we compare this article to my research, similarly to this article, in my surveys and my interviews, that we can understand that the past generation, I mean elder people, passed a life by face-to-face communication, which is the most beautiful way to communicate, in my opinion. They were talking and sharing everything. Life wasn't as complicated as now. If they had a problem, they talk and solve it. If you look at the differences, this article says that the teenagers are growing up without any feelings, but on the contrary, in my interviews and surveys, most of the teenagers prefer face-to-face communication than the communication devices. The past generation was much more social and close to other people than today's teenagers. They were more social, they were solving everything by talking and face-to-face communication. Now, according to teenagers' answers, they pass their time by using communication devices such as cell phone or computers. Honestly, today's teenagers don't care about others' feelings and the others, but they're wondering about new technological communication devices. They're starting to become a social people because of the technology, and it's not good actually. We should know that we can show our feelings and our expressions by the communication devices. On the other hand, as a result of development in communication, it's possible to reach anyone, anytime, anyway, anywhere, and very fast. These are the benefits of technology and communication. As a result, we shouldn't use communication devices that much because it will affect our relationships badly. We should increase face-to-face communication because we can only see life's beauty by sharing and talking.